We're back for another thrift haul, baby. That's right, I have been promising this for a little while, but we are here to talk about all of the incredible stuff I have thrifted or bought secondhand in the last few months. Let's start with the stuff that I thrifted back in July and August when we were up on our trip in Queensland. The first is this little skirt that I found at an op shop. It's actually a little bit more, not fitted, but like slinky than I normally go for in skirts. So it is a little bit of a different silhouette for me, but I really liked it when I tried it on. And of course, you know me, I love the purple, I love the color. I also like that it feels kind of neutral, like the purple isn't super loud, and like the check print on it is obviously a pattern without being like a really over the top kind of pattern. It's nothing fancy. I got it for a couple of bucks, but already I'm thrilled to have it in my wardrobe and I've been getting plenty of wear out of it. The other one is just a really simple lightweight knit top, but of course in this incredible green. I just love this lime green. In fact, a few years ago I did used to have like similar, like a short sleeve bright lime green knit top. It was a little bit thicker though, and I wore it a lot. I really liked it. It was just a really crappy fast fashion thing though, and it did fall apart. Not fun, not ideal. So I haven't had that for a little while, but it's one of those things that I've always missed and always wanted to find a nicer replacement. And this is just from Zara, but it's 100% cotton and it's just perfect. This color is just perfect. You know I love a green, but I feel like I was really missing this kind of bright lime green top in my wardrobe. It goes with so much of what I've already got and it's just fabulous. I obviously haven't worn this as much. I did wear it while we were in Queensland, but I haven't been wearing it as much since we've been back in Melbourne because it's a little too cold for short sleeves. But I can see myself getting a lot of wear out of this kind of like late spring into early summer. Wonderful, wonderful. I feel like this is going to be a staple for me. This next one, I didn't find it in an op shop, but it was like a secondhand resale store. It seemed like they had a lot of like sample items from a whole bunch of Australian brands. It was one of those kind of stores and I found this. It's just like a button-up shirt from Kauto, which is a brand that like obviously as an Australian who's interested in sustainable like quality fashion, I do know of, but I've never bought from them before because they're quite expensive. And when I saw this blue, oh my God, this color. And I have just been wearing this kind of like as an overshirt, almost like as a very light jacket. I also really like the fit on me. It's kind of like the right kind of oversized or just like kind of slightly baggy fit, I suppose. And it's just a really nice, sturdy, kind of thicker, heavy duty cotton. So it's got a nice drape to it too, or a nice weight to it. I could not be happier that I stumbled across this. Next up, we actually have a dress, and like clearly I have been really enjoying this color because it's very similar. If you'll remember the whole saga with me not being sure I'd be able to attend the wedding shower, so not bringing anything and then having to like panic buy something. This is a dress that I found on Depop that I was pretty confident like would work for the shower. Might not be exactly what I would normally choose to wear, but I thought it could work. I was really trying to find something that I knew that I would wear more than just once. I didn't want to buy something that like I could get away with wearing for the shower but would never want to wear again. And I could definitely see myself wearing this in the summer, whether to an event or just casually. But it was after I placed the order that the lovely seller told me that it was going to take her a few days to ship out and it was not going to come to me in time for the wedding shower. So I'd already made the purchase. I didn't want to be difficult and like take it back for such a silly reason. So I have a really pretty dress that, like I said, I'm sure I will wear, particularly in summer. I love the color and I do really like how it fits me. I think it really suits me. It's one of those things that I think I like look really nice in, but is also just really comfortable to wear. I love the fluttery sleeves. I like the neckline. I also like the length. It's kind of not quite full length on me. I think if it were longer, it would look a bit more formal, but because it's a little shorter, I think it actually will, I'll get away with wearing it casually a lot more easily, which means I think I'll get a lot more wear out of it. So a little bit of a messy purchase, but not one that I regret. But while we're talking about dresses, I do have another dress that I bought off Depop a little while ago, and I think this might have been the dress if I knew while I was packing that I would be attending the wedding shower, this would have been one of the contenders for something that I would have brought with me to wear. This dress, incredible. Are you kidding me? This amazing dress is from Variety Hour, which is a brand that I have spoken to you about before. I have a handful of their items now. Most of them I have gotten secondhand. All of them I adore with every fiber of my being. They're really quality items with just beautiful colors and prints. They all wash and wear really well. So when I came across this, which is their market dress in their croc print, you know I had to snag that baby up. While this was a lot cheaper than the original retail price, this is one of those items that was definitely a little bit of a splurge, but I just really think it's something quite special. And I just cannot wait until it warms up a little bit so that I can start wearing some of my dresses, because I don't have a lot of dresses, but I have some really really amazing dresses, and these 2 new ones are making me extra excited for the warm weather. Obviously, I love the color. You know I love green, and I do really like, a lot of their prints are very like floral and very bold, and I kind of love how this one, it sort of just looks like abstract green and red. It's not until you like have a good look that you realize it's just a bunch of crocodiles. And I just kind of love that. I think it's great. And actually, speaking of Variety Hour, I found something else. I also found just like one of their t-shirts on Facebook Marketplace. I have a couple of their t-shirts now, and again, I just love wearing them. They're so comfortable and so beautiful. This one's just a white and blue one. To be honest, I was a little bit disappointed when it comes to like my experience with the seller. There is a little hole in the front of this t-shirt, which like I feel like I should have been warned about. But Facebook Marketplace is not necessarily the easiest place to like deal with disappointing items and like returns and all of that sort of stuff. So I just didn't want to get into the weeds. Instead, I'm just trying to be like happy and excited that I have another very beautiful shirt that even if it's not in perfect condition, I know that I'll wear this a lot and I think it's really pretty. But before I get onto the rest of the tops, I did also want to tell you about a pair of pants I picked up. In fact, I picked up 2 pairs of pants in the last couple of months. You might remember from our last thrift haul that I spoke about the pants that I'm wearing right now, actually, my cream sook workwear pants that I got secondhand from a Mutual Muse consignment store. And I love these pants. I've been wearing the shit out of them, but Sook is a brand that I do not want to support for a variety of reasons. Please feel free to check out that video if you want to know more. And so I have been keeping my eye out on Depop and Facebook Marketplace for when pants in my size from Sook come up. I found a pair of navy pants, which again have been in high rotation from me, and then more recently I actually found a pair of white pants, which is definitely outside of my comfort zone. I've worn these once. I don't know, I'm not sure how much wear I'm going to get out of them. And like the cream pants were very much outside of my comfort zone, but they have become one of my most worn pairs of pants this year. So I'm interested to see if the white will do the same, or if maybe this will be a failed experiment. And these pants, like regardless of the color, these pants have just been really comfortable and just like really easy to wear for me. I think between these cream pants, my navy ones, and who knows, now maybe the white ones, these pants have like more or less replaced jeans for me. They kind of have the similar sort of level of structure and weight. They're just like a bit more comfortable. So anyway, feel free to let me know if you think that this was a bit of a fail, if you don't think I'm gonna wear these. I'll update you. We'll find out in due course. Okay, now I know we've already spoken about a couple of tops. This is a very poorly organized thrift haul. Let's talk about the rest of the tops. Firstly, I'm wearing it. Is this not amazing? Now, I was not necessarily in the market for another like bigger jumper, but like, can you blame me? Can you blame me? When I saw this was another Depop find, and it was actually new with tags. The seller mentioned that the size just didn't quite work for them or something. It's from a nice brand. It's like Alexandra or something. They're Australian. I don't know. I've never shopped at them before. I knew that I loved the look of this immediately. Like I love the kind of like slight balloon sleeve. It's a little less exaggerated than some of my other jumpers, but it's still a little bit of a sleeve. Obviously obsessed with the color, obsessed with the stripes. But if I was gonna add a new jumper to my wardrobe, it needed to be cotton. So I messaged the seller. They said it was 100% cotton. I put in a cheeky offer. I got it. And I couldn't be happier. I'm obsessed with this. Because it's cotton, I don't feel like it's going to be as tied to like the depths of winter for me as like, you know, some of my wool jumpers are, as evidenced by me wearing it right now in September. So you could argue an unnecessary purchase, but a purchase that has made me very happy. All of the other tops that I have are a lot more like versatile in terms of season. In fact, a lot of these I think I'm going to be wearing as it heats up a little bit. This first one, honestly, it's one of those shirts that Blair likes to call a nana shirt. Definitely the kind of top that my granny would have worn. I found this at Savers and like I tried it on because you know me, I love purple and I always love a little bit of embroidery, and I don't know, it just fit me really well. I also really like the tone of purple. It's kind of like almost a burgundy kind of purple, a little bit like eggplant, I suppose. Like I said, I do really like this floral embroidery. I like the little like notch. It's not like a full V-neck, but it's got like the little hint of a V-neck here. Just simple, but there's something about the way that it fits me that I just really liked. I also think that it looks like a match made in heaven with the purple skirt that I thrifted that we spoke about earlier. Goes with plenty of my other stuff too. It just seemed like one of those things that I felt silly not picking it up. especially considering it was only $4. Next up, another top I actually found at the same time as that one at Savers here, my local Savers, is this little knit top. It's from Bowden, short sleeves, but we've got these cool, like the collar and the edge of the sleeves has these stripes. It's just a nice navy knit top with a little bit of extra spice. Really comfortable, fits me really well. I feel like it's just going to be one of those things that's easy to wear and easy to pair with so much of my wardrobe. Very happy about that one. Then another knit top. I mean, there's an actual word for this. Is it jacquard or jacquard? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyway, I found this one on Depop. This is incredible. I love the light purple. I love the flowers. I love that it's a knit top. And again, this was one of those things that I just fell in love with when I saw it. But I knew that if I was going to put this into my wardrobe, it needed to be cotton. And I've gotten into the habit of taking the time to message the seller and ask what fabric it is. And 9 times out of 10, when I see something like this, they come back saying 100% acrylic. And for a moment, I get a little bit sad, but then I move on and I don't think about that item again. This one, when she came back and said to me, it's 100% cotton, I hit buy so quickly. This one's a little bit oversized on me, but I just really like that kind of fit, especially with a more weighty kind of fabric like this. I think it gives a really nice drape. And I could not move past this color and like the flowers, like just perfection to me. And I mean, this is something that I might not necessarily wear in the height of summer, but like a lot of the year when it's not freezing cold or terribly hot. In Melbourne, a lot of the time it's just kind of like fresh, which is why I have so many kind of like lightweight knit tops, either long sleeve or short sleeve, because they're the thing that I wear most of the year and that I get the most flexibility out of. So I can't wait. I can't wait for it to just heat up that little bit more, because I will be wearing this all the time. This next one is actually just like a second of a top, actually a third of a top. I already have 2 of this top just in different colors. It's this incredible waffle knit from Obus. I bought the purple one of this like right at the beginning when they first dropped their kind of like autumn stuff, and I loved it. I fell in love with it, became one of my most worn tops. And so then as we were kind of like in winter, my friend Rosie and I were in the area, and so I popped into Obus for the first time and they had one last blue one in my size, so I picked that up. And again, I've been wearing it all the time and I have always regretted not picking up the green one, because you know me, I love green and this is my favorite top. It's just like the perfect weight of knit. And so when I saw this pop up on Depop, it was in one size smaller than what I have in the other 2. I was a little bit hesitant because like I really love the fit of the 2 that I have, but they're not particularly tight on me. Like I was pretty confident that I could get away with a size lower. And then also I know that my body fluctuates. So like I thought it might be nice to have an option in a slightly different size. I don't know. This might be me like justifying something unjustifiable here, but I just loved it. And it was one of those things that one of those few things that I regretted not picking up when it was available. So there we go. Those are all the clothes, but we also have a few accessories. And this is where I also wanted to tie in talking a little bit about my low buy. I'm not going to talk about it too much. If you're new here, basically for the second half of this year, I committed to purchasing only 3 brand new items, which is a really big shift for me in terms of how I shop. Obviously, I'm still buying basically whatever I want secondhand, but I'm not buying new items really, limiting myself to 3. I'm hypermobile and I experience a lot of chronic pain throughout my body. And I just find that good quality shoes and also like changing up my shoes day to day, don't ask me why, but like those sort of things just really help me manage the amount of pain I experience, especially being a bookseller and basically on my feet all day when I'm working. And so good quality shoes that are in good condition, like not worn to the point where they're not giving you the right kind of support, like that is something that I just like need to have available to me and that I have always chosen to invest in. Well, colour me hugely surprised when shoes has actually been one of the areas that has been really easy to buy secondhand now that I'm on Depop and also Facebook Marketplace. For example, I know that I showed these briefly in my Dressing Like a Rainbow for a Week video, but these shoes, these massive rolly sneakers, these were their Barbie collab that they did last year. And I remember when this shoe first came out, like I love this sort of thing. I love big chunky sneakers that are a little bit silly. I loved them when they came out, but they were almost $400 retail. So even when I was buying whatever I wanted firsthand, you know, within my budget, like there was no way that I was spending that much on like a pair of Barbie shoes, come on. But I remember back then being like, everyone is going to buy these. They're going to sell out and everyone's going to hate them in 6 months. Or if not hate them, a lot of people are going to get over them very quickly. And I just knew even then that the secondhand market would be flooded with these in 6 months to a year. These popped up on Depop and nobody was buying them. So anyway, I just left them sitting there for a little while because I knew that I still didn't want to spend even like $100 on these. I know Rollies are quality sneakers, but like I didn't necessarily need Barbie sneakers. Who needs Barbie sneakers? I put in a cheeky offer of just $40 for these $385 retail shoes. And within the hour, they accepted. I bought them. They got sent my way. And now I've got the Barbie shoes and they were basically brand new. And I mean, they're ridiculous. They're fun. They're really comfy and I've been wearing them a lot. So all of that is to say that I think especially when it comes to like really trendy items or items that are like very like marketed to a particular time, a particular moment. If you're interested in it, just wait. Just wait 6 to 12 months and I promise you, well not promise, but like I'm pretty sure you'll have a pretty good chance of finding it secondhand at a much, much more reasonable price. But these are not the only shoes that I have had luck with. I also found these little camper ballet flats. Now I know you've seen these. We took these up to Queensland, so they were in my packing video. And I mean, these are a little bit worn. There's like a little scratch on the front, but like, who's looking that closely at your shoes? No one. And while ballet flats is not necessarily something that like is going to be supportive enough and comfortable for me to wear a lot of the time, these do have like a little bit extra kind of like padding and support than like normal ballet flats do, or at least a lot that I've seen. So they are actually like reasonably comfortable for what they are. And it's just been really nice having an option like this in my shoe cabinet. I wore these to my friend's wedding. I've worn them out a couple of nights to like dinner and stuff. I am not somebody who will ever wear a heel. So like this is about as dressy as I get. And I've been wearing these a lot. Another incredible secondhand find. But that's not all, friends. We have a third option. Now this was actually, I can't decide whether this is an incredible secondhand find or an absolute thrift fail. You'll have to help me out. Basically, Radical Yes is another shoe brand that's really well known, that does really good quality, but quite expensive shoes. I've never shopped from them before, but they're kind of always a shoe that like I have looked at. And I found what I thought were going to be bright orange loafers. And I was so excited about these. So I spoke to the seller, I negotiated our price, and I paid. What I failed to do though was to confirm the color because it didn't say in the description. I just assumed that the photo was like true to color. But we should all know, especially millennials who grew up with the green dress, right? We should all know that camera phones in particular don't always do a great job of picking up the color. So I was very surprised when these lovely, almost new gold loafers arrived on my doorstep. And they are so comfortable. Like, I don't know if you can tell from the sole, I don't think they were really ever worn, but I've just been struggling to find a way to wear gold shoes. I feel like orange I would have been able to incorporate pretty easily into my wardrobe. I think they would have been like a fun pop of color for me. Gold, I just kind of don't know what to do with. Let me know if you have any ideas. We are nearing the end here, friends. I've got 2 more accessories for you. They're not shoes. Firstly, it's just a nice hat. I mean, obviously growing up in Australia, like wearing a hat is basically compulsory. You're literally not allowed to play during lunchtime at school unless you're wearing a hat. And so I feel like a lot of us like either just like kept that up and always wore a hat, or we like rebelled as we grew up and never wore hats. I was the one who never wanted to wear a hat, I think because I always found them uncomfortable. Point is, I'm trying to get back into wearing hats. I saw this navy hat and I mean, it's got like a little hole in the back for your ponytail. The front of the brim is hard and firm to hold its shape, but the back is soft, so it kind of just like drapes behind your neck, and it's also adjustable in size. It's just a really nice hat, and I know I'm going to get a lot of wear out of this, particularly as it heads into summer. And then finally, you know I have been getting into my colourful scarves to add a little bit of a pop to my outfits that just aren't quite cutting it. Well, I found another one, didn't I? This one is also from Oroton, so I've got 2 Oroton scarves now. This one is like a black base with red flowers, and then we've got like the green leaves and then just like a bit of purple in there too, or like lilac. There are a couple of pulls in the fabric, but like I don't really mind because I'm just like rolling them up and tying them around my neck or tying them in my hair. But finding something like this secondhand, like a really nice 100% silk, pretty, vibrant scarf. Like, absolutely. Yes, thank you so much. As you can see, I have had a lot of success thrifting and op shopping lately and secondhand shopping online. Potentially a little bit too much success, but I am just really thrilled with all of these items. And I think in particular, what I'm noticing about the majority of them is that they're all really nice quality. I was just looking at them trying to decide what my favorite item is, but I think it might be this. That might just be given that it is still kind of cold in Melbourne, so obviously this is the kind of thing that I'm going to, but I just think it's fabulous. Feel free to let me know what you think is my greatest find, the best item that I managed to score, in the comments below. I can't wait to chat with you down there. Of course, as always, a big thank you to my wonderful patrons over on Patreon, and especially big thank you to Livia, Lynette Brown, and Marie. So thank you so much for spending this time with me. I will talk to you again soon. Until then, so much love. Bye.